Hello Kansas educators, thanks for joining us today for this month's video chat. We're going to take a look back to the past year in the State Board's vision and where we've gone over the past year to implement that vision. It just seems like a few months ago we were out and about in Kansas talking about what it would take to have every student be successful. And as you know, the State Board then launched a new vision that we would lead the world in the success of each student. You played an important role in that effort. And as we look back this past year, what remarkable achievements we've already made toward moving toward that vision. First, a new definition for what it means to be a high school graduate as we added civic engagement to those terms of academic, cognitive, technical, and employability preparation. Those 5 areas should be balanced in Kansas schools, and you're already working to see that that occurs. 5 new outcomes, starting with kindergarten readiness, individual plans of study, graduation rates, post-secondary success, and social and emotional measures that will be done locally. Those 5 outcomes are really important. And as we are working this year, starting to put those in place, we know that you've been engaged in your own community on what that will look like as we move forward. We're excited, as you know, that those outcomes do not include simply looking at test scores. That will be done locally as we move forward. But as we look back in the past year, it's extremely evident that you've embraced that what it takes to be successful is more than just one test score on one day. So let me give you a brief review of the year and then a snapshot of what we can look forward to as we move forward. Kindergarten readiness. As you know, we've had a pilot program with ages and stages trying to measure social and emotional growth and academic growth for those students that arrive into kindergarten. We're appreciative of those schools that have been part of the pilot, and the data that we'll be receiving this year will give us great guidance for how we move forward in ensuring that every student in Kansas arrives to school socially, emotionally, and academically ready to learn. Individual plans of study. So much work has been done throughout the state on this, including choosing career cruising as our preferred vendor. Over 150 school districts have chosen career cruising to use in their model for individual plans of study. We all know that process is what's really important in developing individual plans of study, and all of you have already engaged in that. We've had workshops throughout the state, and the process is well underway of helping every student to find their passion and develop a plan that will help them through middle school and high school into post-secondary achieve that passion. As you know, every student needs to graduate from high school. And so as we've also talked across the state, how do we make sure that we're improving the graduation rates all across our state for students in Kansas? We're very high in those rates already, but we can do better as we start to approach 90% graduation rate. So the discussion of refugees, the discussion of at-risk students, the discussion of students in alternative schools, discussion of foster school children, and all of those other factors that we know play a role in graduation rates have been beneficial, and we look forward to more discussions along those lines in the future. Post-secondary success. The State Board just this past month had an in-depth discussion about those post-secondary measures for success, such as taking a look at having 12 college credits either in high school or in the semester after, an industry-recognized certificate, entering into the military, passing 4 advanced placement courses with a score of 3 or above, or completing an IB program for those schools that offer that with a score of 5 on the exit exam. We know that we need to have somewhere between 70 and 75% of our students from the time they start their freshman year, graduate high school, and then go on to pursue post-secondary. And as I go out and talk to schools, we see a lot of movement in that area already. And finally, social and emotional growth. It's been so refreshing to talk to school districts about the progress that we're already making in this area. Talking about trauma-sensitive schools and trauma-informed schools, and how we can go about helping every child be socially, emotionally secure, and social emotional, and grow social emotionally as we move in the future. You know, I've been out touring a lot of school districts in Kansas, and I've been fortunate to be welcomed by many of you. I'm going to get to all 286 before next year's out. And as I listen to all of you, you're so excited about the promise of where we can go. So I want to say thank you for where we've been and the hard work that you've put in this past year as we get ready for really the launch of all of our initiatives in 2017. Over the next several months, you're going to hear what we're going to call version 2.0 of all of these initiatives. So what we've learned over the past year, and then the details of where we need to go to make sure that every Kansas child is successful. Thank you for all of your work. I hope you have a great holiday season, and we appreciate all the work that you're doing to help kids be successful.